active income and passive income. So if you are joining my live for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because in this channel I talk about finance, I also talk about investment and all that. So welcome to the channel. So what is passive income and what is active income? So in this video, I'm going to give people an example of active income and also an example of passive income. Now, example of active income. Let's say, for example, Tunde wakes up around 5 a.m. in the morning and he goes to work, and then he come back around 6 a.m. in the evening. So that is active income. Whereby Emeka wakes up around 7 o'clock or even 9 o'clock every morning, and he receives alert, or he receive money, maybe from his landed property, or maybe from his rented property, or maybe from his YouTube channel, or maybe from his Facebook channel. That is passive income. Now, the difference between Tunde and Emeka is that Tunde has to wake up early, goes to work with his energy. Meanwhile, Emeka just have to wake up in the morning and be receiving credit alerts. So that's the difference between Emeka and Tunde. So this other person put in effort, while this other person just wake up and bam, money will enter his account. So will you like to be building active income, or will you like to be building passive income? So in this video, I'm going to give an example, and I'm also going to talk about how you can build a passive income. So now, for example, if you're a 9 to 5, if you're a 5 to 9 worker, or no, sorry, a 9 to 5 worker, let's say you go to work by 9 o'clock and then you come back by the evening or 5 o'clock. If you are that kind of worker, you need to try to set up a passive income, because you can't continue to do that every day of your life. Imagine when you are 50, will you be able to be doing that? Imagine when you are 60, will you be able to be doing that? So that is one thing about passive active income. Active income is not sustainable, but passive income is sustainable, but it's a bit harder to build. But if you can be able to build a passive income, it's going to be like a generational wealth, because it doesn't how will I put it? It doesn't collapse. But meanwhile, active income on the other hand, is temporary. It's not something that can last forever. So the reason why I said it's not something that can last forever is because it requires your energy, it requires your effort, it requires you to be active. That's why the name active is there. You need to be active for you to be able to do that. But if you are not active, you can't be able to do that. So for example, let me come to Nigeria. For example, most people in Nigeria, we go to school, we acquire degree. At the end of the day, we apply for jobs, and when you get this job, you want to work, you want to go to work from morning to night, all those kind of a thing. Meanwhile, somebody else can be, like, for example, all these content creators that you are seeing, that you are seeing around, many of them, they are earning active income. These guys, all they just have to do is to upload videos. So you find out that a video that they uploaded in 2020 will be paying them even in 2025. You also find out that the video that they uploaded in 2019 will be paying them in 2025. So that's one good thing about passive income. But active income, you just have to be there. If you don't work, you won't get paid. So that's one thing about active income. If you don't work, you won't get paid. And also, example of those that are doing active income, example is bankers, example are doctors, example are leaders, like all the many kind of leaders, senators, president, governor, all of them, they are all in under active income. Teachers under active income, lecturers under active income. A lot of all these people, conductor, market seller, all these people are under active income. So don't feel that you have escaped poverty when you are under active income. You have not escaped poverty. Those that have escaped poverty are those that are earning passive income. Because this, what I mean that they have escaped poverty is that these people, they virtually don't do anything. All they do is to relax, and money will be going into their account. But meanwhile, these other people have to work. If you don't work, no payment. So these people are under active income. So that is why in military, I think there's a word they normally say active service. So they use that word in military, active service, because you are active. You understand? So that is it. But those that are earning passive income, is a very, like I said, passive income is not easy to create. But if you can actually create one for yourself, you'll be very, very happy with yourself, because it's going to be something that has to do with it's going to be something that will save you, in your old age. Because in your old age, you will not be able to do all this. You may not be able to carry shovel, you may not be able to carry file, you may not be able to move around. So that energy is no longer there. But what will save you and what will keep you going is your passive income. That is why I said someone like Emeka now will just wake up in the morning by 9 o'clock and he will receive alerts. Why someone like Tunde need to go to work every single day. At the end of the month, to be paid so amount. So that one is active income. So is it rather you focus on building passive income, or is it better for you to be building active income? So it depends on what you want for yourself. But in most cases, school have taught us in a way that we put our mind unconsciously in active income. That's what school have done to us. You go to school, you acquire degree, you acquire that one. At the end of the day, you end up working just like I am now. I'm in the office, I'm working here. At the end of the month, I'll be paid. You understand? So that is one thing about active income. But passive income, I don't need to come to the office. All I just have to do is to put the things in place. If I have a hotel or I have a rented apartment, at the end of the day, these things generate money monthly for me. You understand? So that's passive income. I don't need to put in effort. If I have, for example, my YouTube channel now, if my YouTube channel pays me every month, so that one is active income. Like now, I am making the videos now. Now that I have the energy, I'm making the videos for you. In the next 5 years, people will actually watch this video now, and YouTube will pay me for this. So this is passive income. You understand? But the work I'm doing right now, I can't say the work I'm doing right now, in the next 10 years, they will pay me because of the work I'm doing right now. No, they can't. They can't pay me for the work I'm doing right now, because this work I'm doing is active. That's why in military, like I said, they use active service. Once you are done with your active service, you are not going to be getting salary. What will be paying you is pension. And that pension is is something that may not be constant, may not come to you. But when you have a passive income, the money keep coming in at every moment. You keep on getting this money, and they will maintain the same lifestyle. But active income, once you stop working, you will not be able to maintain the lifestyle. So that's one thing about passive income. So like I said in this video, I'm talking about active income. If you are just joining me, I'm talking about active income and passive income. So, and I've given an example about two guys, Tunde and Emeka. Tunde wakes up by 5 o'clock and go to work. I come back by 6 o'clock or by 7 o'clock, and at the end of the day, he get paid, at the end of the month. Why Emeka wake up in the morning, and the next thing he does is check his phone to see alerts, and that is it. So like I said, example of those that are under active income are salary earners. Example, bankers, doctors, teachers, corporate workers, whoever, you all are under active income. So it means that's why in the bank, for example, in the bank now, they have age brackets. If you are above some certain age, you will not be able to, they will not be able to employ you, because it's an active service. They need your energy. But as a passive income earner, you don't need all that. All you just have to do is to create the platform, and this money keep on coming in. You understand? So that's one thing about it. So like I said, salary earner. Now I'm going to talk about passive income. Passive income is making money while you sleep. Like I said, you make money while you sleep. You just sleep and then money will keep coming in. That's passive income, you know. And for you to be able to do that, you need to put in work. You need to, like, if it's a house that you need to build and rent it out, you need to build the house and then rent it out to people, and then the money comes in. And also, if it is a hotel you need to build, you build a hotel, and at the end of the day, money keep coming into your account every month or every day. You can build an apartment and furnish it and rent it out for a month and all that. So all those ones are passive income. You can also have a YouTube channel or Facebook page, which at the end of the month they'll be paying you money into your bank account. These things are passive income. So that is how you can be able to build a passive income. Now, for example, you can also have a rented property, like those people that usually rent out their furnitures, their chairs, for maybe wedding gown. All those things are passive income. Someone can try to buy a wedding gown now and be renting it out maybe to anybody that want to wed. These things are passive income. Remember, like I said, this person doesn't need to work. He doesn't need to work. All this person has to do is to sit down and money keep coming in. So that's passive income. So passive income, like I said, is all about you need to invest. You need to invest your time and energy on something, and that will keep bringing money for you. Why active income requires your energy. It requires your energy. So at the end of the day, will you prefer to build an active income, or will you prefer to build a passive income? So the choice is all yours. So you choose wisely, and know how you go. So money comes in even when you are not working. Even when I'm not working right now, I can be able to be earning money from this video, because YouTube is going to be paying me for this. Even in the next 5 years, 2 years, I can be able to earn money from this because I've made this video. So what I'm doing now is the activeness. Later on in life, YouTube will pay me for the passive, this. So that's how it is. So passive income takes time and effort. You don't just wake up and then start earning money. No, you need to build structures. You need to build for the foundation. So that's one thing about passive income. You need to build. If it's a business you need to set up, you set it up, and then put people that will be in charge of that business, and make sure that those people are accountable to you. So that is one thing about passive income. You need to put your time. Like now, I am working. Understand? At the end of the month, I'll be paid for this. I'm also having a YouTube channel, and I also have other investments. So at the end of the day, if I am no longer working, I'll be making money from these other businesses. So that's why I said passive income, it requires your time. So, and also when you are starting a passive income, it's not always smooth. It's not always easy. It takes time to build. So, but once you build it, you'll be free from financial problems. So at the end of the day, you'll be living a good life, because you have built a passive income. So that's one thing about passive income. So now I'm going to talk about 5 realistic ways to start a passive income in Nigeria. For example, rent out assets. Like example, your car. You can rent out your car for Uber, and you'll be making money from passive income. Create a digital product. If you have the skill, you can create a digital product and be making money from passive income. Affiliate marketing. You'll be getting your commission. Those things are passive income. Dividend is stock. If you buy stocks, you'll be making money as well, passive income. So if you have automated business, a business that will pay you even when you are not there, so those things are passive income, and that's how you can generate passive income in Nigeria. So will you keep relying on active income? Because for how long will you continue to rely on active income? Because active income have expiring date. Once you get to some certain age, you will not be able to do active income. So, and at that age, people will expect you to sustain your lifestyle. So if you are not able to sustain your lifestyle, it means that you'll be broke. So that's one thing about active income. Or will you start a passive income, like, like I said, I give you guys example like Emeka, and choose freedom? Because once you have a passive income, you have gotten your freedom. You don't need anybody to survive. Money will keep on coming to your account. So guys, that is all about this life. So you choose. Will you choose to to be active, or will you choose to be passive? Will you choose to be earning active income, or will you choose to be earning passive income? So it's up to you. So you can drop that on the comment section. And thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that when next time I post another video, you get a notification. Remain blessed.